So this problem was emailed to me. According to this problem, there was a house that was purchased for $200,000. So a house purchased at or for $200,000 in year 2000. Okay. Its value in year 2020 was 350,000. So I can say that 20 years later, it was worth $350,000. So it appreciated $150,000. Assuming exponential growth, so that is important because the problem is telling us that assuming exponential growth. Why is that important? Because now I know that I have the form of f of x equals sum a b to the power of x. All right. So assuming exponential growth, there are two questions asked. Part A, we're supposed to find what was the annual growth rate? What was the annual growth rate between, or let's say from year 2000 to year 2020. Okay, and part B is asking, assuming that the trend continues, how much the house will be worth in 2030? How much will be the price in 2030, or another 10 years after 2020. Okay, so let's go to the next page and use this information. So first of all, we are assuming exponential growth. So we have f of x equals sum a times x to the power of b, some base to the power of x. Maybe I'm better off, since we're talking about time, it would make sense if we use f as a function of time equals sum a, or initial value from the time we are calculating, times the base to the power of t. Okay, so yeah, since we're talking about time, let's use this one. And once again, please remember, this is not ab times t. This is not a b times t or to the power of t. It's a times some b to the power of t. Please make that distinction. All right. So we know that since we are measuring this, the growth from the year 2000, okay, let's say that year 2000 was the beginning. So let's put that as our base as 0. And then at that year, we said that the price was 200,000. Okay. Then at 2020, which is 20 years later, the price was 350,000. Okay. So now I can use this information and proceed. So first of all, let's use the first coordinate point, okay? So f of t, in this case, 200,000 equals sum a times b to the power of t, and t, my input is 0 in here. And that makes it very easy because now b to the power of 0 is 1. So a equals 200,000. So far we found a. Okay. And now all I have to find is now b using the second coordinate point. Let's go to the next page. So using 350,000 equals a, that we figured out to be 200,000 times b to power of t, and in this case, the input was 20. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to divide both sides by 200,000. So b to the power of 20 equals 350,000 divided by 200,000. I can drop the these 4 zeros with this 4 zeros. So I have b to the power of 20 equals 35 over 20. And I know that equals 1.75 anyway. So that's one of the numbers that I know. All right. So now that I know that, I want to solve for b. I have b to the power of 20 equals 1.75. I'm going to raise both sides of this equation to the power of 1 over 20, 1 over 20. So this cancels this. And let me go to the next page. So now I have b equals 1.75 to the power of 1 over 20. And b equals, plug that in my calculator. So 1.75 to the power of parentheses, 1 divided by 20. To 4 decimals, I have 1.0284, 1.0284. So now that I have this piece of information, I'm going to go ahead and write my exponential equation as, well, first of all, let me tell you that just remember that we said that f of t equals some a times b to the power of t. We have to remember, what is this b? This b right here is 1 plus r, with understanding with b equal 1 plus r plus rate. So that's something that you have to memorize. All right. So we said that b is 1.0284. That equals 1 plus r. If I subtract 1 from both sides of this equation, then let me continue here. I will have r equals 0.0284 in decimal form. So if I multiply that by 100 to get percentage, I get r equals 2.84%. So that's part first, that part is the first part of the question. We found the rate. Now, remember, we wanted to know what's the price of this house 10 years from 2020. So going to the next page, we know that this is part B. In 2020, the value of t is going to be 30. Remember that year 2000 was, the value of t was 0 because we started from year 2000. So f of 30 equals, we know that our a is 200,000 times, and our b was 1.0284 to the power of 30, and plug that in the calculator. Just give me 1 second. So 200,000 parenthesis 1.084 close parenthesis to the power of 30. So 46333.72 to the nearest penny. The house will be worth, if this trend continues, 463,331.72. Of course, with the reality here in uh, Washington, it doesn't really match this problem reality really well, because the price of the houses went up uh, much faster than the rate at this given problem. But oh well, for this this theoretical problem, at the year 2030, you can expect $463,331.72. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.